Hello friends, this is Coldrun. Welcome back to Final Fantasy Endwalker. And I just want to remind you that you are not alone. If ever you feel like you are alone and your burdens are heavy, then there's probably a cat on your lap that's being like fussy and trying to get up. Anyway, so last time we talked with... I think we talked with everyone here. Yeah, we talked with everyone here. And so let's continue with Alphino with the MSQ. Or maybe we're finishing the MSQ. I don't know. Apparently that might be a thing. Endwalker. So presumably, is this... God, is this the last of the 6.0 quest? That can't... Maybe... I don't know. Oh, God. I wasn't expecting... Okay. Deep breath. The signs of the 7th Dawn stand ready for the finale. If I look out of breath and exhausted, by the way, I just came back from a long hour-and-a-half... Well, felt long to me. Hour-and-a-half walk, and it's pretty hot out, so that's why I look sweaty and red. Are you ready, Kukushu? Alphino. Alphino, then let us set forth for the reckoning. Love this field of Elpis flowers. I love it, and I hope this is going to be a thing, like, permanently. I hope this doesn't go away. You know what? I don't think it will go away. I think Rack in the comments of the last video mentioned that they like to come here sometimes just to chill. Alphino, having come this far, I know everyone's resolve is beyond doubt, so I will say only this. Within that dead sun swirls the emotions that Medion has hoarded. The emotions of innumerable souls who strove for happiness but failed. Yeah, this is not going to be a walk in the friendly park. This is going to be a walk in a gloomy park. As it was with the denizens of Ultima Thule that barred our way, it is not for us to rebuke and admonish. It was not by passing judgment on the tragic legacies of others that we arrived at this moment. That's true. That's very true. Rather, it was by opening our hearts to their despair. Boy, if there's ever a thesis statement for this expansion. By understanding and acknowledging their fates, while still refusing to share in them ourselves, to hold fast to hope not in ignorance but by choice. Should you struggle to do so, I am here to help, as you have all helped me. We will prevail. Everyone's going home today. Understood. Let's put an end to the end. This is a pretty badass line. Let's put an end to the end. Meow, meow. Aye. Because this is going to be a dungeon. It's clearly... Is this... The Dead Ends is now accessible. Okay. That is a brilliant translation job by Team Koji. The Dead Ends, because like Dead End. Oh, right, I'm still on my white mage that I was playing before. Because it's like the Dead Ends is like a, you know, it's a street that doesn't go anywhere, but like this is the end and we're gonna kill it. But also like this is how the different dead groups met their ends, like the different dead that Medion's is hoarding in her memories, how they met their ends. This is... Oh, I'm very proud of that. I'm proud of that line to be part of a game that uses that quest name. Thancred. It seems our arms and armor are in order, as are our personal effects. More importantly, we have each other. We need only finish what we came here to do. Avert the end. For Minfilia, Irene, and for all who aspire to live. Stinian? So the moment of reckoning is finally upon us. I must say, when I pledged myself to your cause, never did I imagine it would bring me to the very edge of existence. Not that I'm complaining, mind you. After casting aside vengeance and shedding title and duty, I found myself wanting for purpose. In journeying with you, there has been nary a dull moment. In the course of it all, I feel as though I have found a new place for myself, and a welcome opportunity to see how much the boy has grown. Yes, you have. I've mentioned this before, but I just love the little internal dynamics, how it's not just the individual Scions with the Warrior of Light. It's like Estinian has a special relationship with Alphino. It's just all of that going on. I'm a big fan of that. I owe you a debt, but as you can guess, I've ever preferred to express my gratitude through action by rather than word. My lance is yours. And my cat ears. Raha. I am returned thanks to you, but we still have work to do if we are to make our promise a reality. Having you show me the sights in Ishgard, then regaling me your greatest adventures. I love that promise. Then we're embarking on a new adventure together. For these things and more, I will fight. What? Could there possibly be an adventure greater than this one? Didn't you hear Emmett Selk? Didn't you hear the... was it, I think it was Azumage who mentioned that that was basically the 7.0 trailer. Of course, so long as you desire it and dare to take the first step, there is absolutely no limit. Alize. Just so you know, Kakushu, I won't try to keep up with you in the coming battle. No, I mean to surpass you. If there's anyone who will need to keep up, it's Astidian. I'm not joking. Both Alphino and I have worked hard and come far. It's time we set our sights higher. So you better watch out, or else you'll find yourself in my wake. Alize does have a tendency to blow the limit breaks as soon as possible. I think she's secretly got a DPS meter and is really pushing it. Hashtag ban Alize. Alphino. Emetzelk and Hythlodaeus created these flowers from our hopes. If so, mine and Alize shall live on here. The hope you will find happiness at journey's end. And it really does feel like there's a caring like even between the Warrior of Light and all these NPCs, it feels like there's a sincere, caring relationship. So let us go, Kakushu, and see this tale to its conclusion. Shtola. I think thinking about it, they really do it well. I don't want to undersell that. Like, the last time I played a game where it felt like a silent protagonist, essentially a silent protagonist in a lot of ways, or a player stand-in, had this close a relationship with their party members and that felt so sincere. Was that probably Chrono Trigger, maybe? I don't know. There's probably others, but that jumps out at me. Sorry, Ishtola. As Alphino says, everyone's resolve is beyond doubt. Yet ere we set forth, there was a thought to which I must give voice. While you were in Elpis, I understand that people assumed you were a familiar. Yes. In contrast, those phantoms we encountered in the recreated Amarant regarded us as children. As people, albeit naive and immature. The discrepancy, I posit, is a reflection of their creator's perspective. Having spent eons among sundered men, perhaps he came to acknowledge us, even if only subconsciously. I didn't even think about that. So even at the end of Shadowbringers, as much as he was like, you are not worthy, he was still acknowledging our growth. Them itself gone, we may never learn the truth, but I will not suffer this and countless other mysteries to go unsolved. Our journey will not end this day. That I would be surprised if we turn to. Maybe we'll turn to it in an Easter egg, but I'd be a little bit surprised if we come back to that. And a little bit disappointed. Like, I feel like Emmett got a great goodbye here, and I hope he doesn't... I hope they don't keep bringing him back. Orianjay. Thus far have we encountered recreations of some few stars. Doubtless they account for but a fraction of the innumerable worlds to whose fall Meteon did bear witness. Roiling with torment, the dead sun is forsooth Oblivion's apotheosis. It shall be no small coup to breach this nexus of despair. And yet, as this vista doth prove, where there is hope there is a way. So let us press forward together as ere we have, and find our way unto victory. I'm enjoying this music too. Close in the distance, not close the distance. Close the distance is probably another thing. Close the distance is a term in fencing. That's probably why it got stuck in my head. When you try to advance to close the distance on an opponent. Thancred. Nope, we already did that. I'm just... Okay. Are we ready? I think we might be ready. Oh god, I was trying to talk with green fireballs. Whoops. Green fireballs is not in my party. Form a party and enter the Dead Ends, yes. So 100% we're going with the twins. The only question is who's our tank, and our tank is going to be Catboy. Because he stands ever ready.
So you are finally here, in this place between death and rebirth, where life knows no dawn.
So we're
Follow me down into the darkest depths of despair.
Hope birds! Those are the same birds that the Black Medion was, right? Look at this place! This is a ship graveyard to end all ship graveyards here. And Medion is our shepherd now. This version of Medion, I think...
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful blue star that fell to pestilence and rotted inside and out.
I'm taking a moment to look at this. Look at this place. Are you kidding me? What are those? Are those like pestilence balls, or are those other worlds we'll go to? What is this? This is one of its denizens. I guess they're like seal people? Or no, maybe they're just seals and this is a fishing village? Ooh. The plague will consume us all. Yeah, they're wearing those, like one of those, old school, diving suits. Is this truly the way what Medion and her sister saw? Yes.
The
Need
more
water.
its people clung to life, the more they suffered.
Yeah, it seems like death by starvation and dying of thirst and plague. Warped flesh. It burns, it burns. So these are the seal people, the walrus folk or whatever they are. Long forgotten seashell. Why do you ask such a question? Is this... Oh, because you can, supposedly in the seashells you can hear echoes. Why do you ask such a question? Do you not see the plague and pestilence that consumes us? Ours is a world of rancid blood and rotting flesh, where death is the only remedy to suffering. There is no meaning to be found in such misery. By the way, for all the hope always exists, and I want to be really clear, I actually do believe that death is sometimes the answer. Like, I won't go into detail because I don't know what gets... I don't get monetized, but like I don't want to get banned. Like, but I think there are moments when people can be in such extreme pain that it's okay to seek a peaceful end. There is no meaning to be found such misery, but it was not always thus. Beneath the waves we knew only peace and plenty. We wanted for naught and yet craved more, that our progeny might someday flourish as we never could. Eventually we ventured to the lands above, bearing flame and iron, toppling... So you went as conquerors, toppling any who dared oppose our might. The world was ours for the taking. This is like the world where Aquaman's society, more warlike factions in their society, rise to the surface and win. Oh, whoops, that's poisoning me, isn't it? What is that poison? Oh, that poison called? Toxicosis. I don't want to get toxicosis. Okay. Warped flesh, warped flesh, warped flesh. Yeah, these are just the pain. Oh god, these are all warped versions of whatever race was we saw living here. It's just, this is such an alien landscape. It's such an, especially because it resembles like what I'd imagine I love that she's a bluebird now. It sort of resembles what we've seen from what I don't know, visualizations of what like aquatics fantasy cities might look like, but just poisoned all to hell. Can I talk to Medion? I cannot.
Until they curse not the illness, but their fellow corrupted.
Yeah, they turned against the symptoms. The what's this called? Grebulov? The Grebulov pillars. Purify them with fire, I say. Are all the stars like they visited one like this, I wonder? The blighted, run! Yeah, I don't blame them for being terrified. Look, if one of my good friends is named, let's say that I am good friends with Rack, and Rack came up walking to me, and they looked like this, and they came attacking me looking like this kind of sludgy jack-o'-lantern creature. I would try to help them, but I'd also be a little bit, you know, if I had fire near me and they were attacking, I might, you know, reach for the fire. On the other hand, these monsters are clearly saying kill me, and they're I'm mostly joking with that because I see that the kind of the aquatic creatures that are uninfected, or at least not symptomatic right now, are not trying to kill them out of mercy or pity. It's trying to, they're like horrified. They're like, ew, get him away from me. Just the way that it looks like there's these boiling over, bubbling cysts on the landscape is, oh, it's just, they got it. They nailed the grossness incredibly well. Wait. This is a variant on Close in the Distance, isn't it? Or Close in the Distance? Closer in the Distance? I apologize, even now I'm forgetting it. But it's Close in the Distance, I think. This is a variant on that, yes. Long Forgotten Seashell. This world is not the boundless paradise we were promised. Our population quickly outstripped the habitable land, while seas we thought would shine forever blue ran dry, spoiled in forging the tools of conquest. Boy, does this hit too close to home. Cramped homes turned to squalor, and then came the sickness. Our undoing, and the final blessing this star has to offer. We are no longer the fools we once were. Wheresoever life goes, death will follow. Indeed, existence is but the most painful path unto nothingness, and the wise embrace their obliteration wholeheartedly. Let's see who one of these wise are. Caustic Grebulov. That's right, I keep calling them the Steel People. They're the Grebulovs. Yeah, these are Grebulovs. To live only meant spreading this plague to others.
Those who lived and festered. Those who died and decayed.
That sounds right. Are we supposed to go this way? Caustic Grebulov, help me. I feel like the wind going in that direction... Oh, Plague Descends, uh-oh. Oh, shit. Is the wind going to blow it downwind? I feel like the wind has got... Oh, yep, it was. Okay, so that's the wind mechanic. Gotcha.
Allow me.
Off up. Okay, oh. Okay, so it chases us. So we want to stack the Doritos. Wave of nausea. Ah, they're really driving home this sickness here. I am so sorry, Caustic Grebulov. You do not deserve this. Don't want to die alone. This poor thing. Alright, so where are we going here? I think we're going this way. Okay, we'll go over here. Yeah. Lovely.
I have you now. On guard. Heaven's taken it.
What happened to you, Alphino? Alphino got wrecked. I'm not sure by what. But luckily, I think I can res him. It's kind of what I'm... one of the few things I'm good for in life.
My thanks.
You're welcome, Uncle. You're welcome, Alfie.
Special for you.
We've taken out the caustic Grebula. Are there no... oh, there's the treasure coffer. So I think we're going to a different world.
Wish they had never been born at all.
Understandable. Special distortion. Let's head to the next dying world. Or the next dead end. Judgment Day. Black skies. Meteors raining down.
In a faraway place, a brilliant star eradicated disease
Retreat, retreat.
before destroying the selfsame lives it had saved.
A brilliant star eradicated disease. So like they're saying the people of the planet eradicated disease and then means to kill us all. Landed freedom fighter. Airborne freedom fighter. What is this? Global citizen. Before destroying the self-same... So they're saying that the same people who had cured this terrifying disease also just ended up destroying everyone. It's not like the cure ended up being the cause of death. It was just those people at the same time. Like, their technology also created, like, oh, it looks like these automatons that blew everything up, that sort of thing. So this is a much higher tech place. I can reach the terminal. So this global citizen is trying to stop it. Is trying to... I don't know what they're trying to... But what are they trying to do? Are they trying to, like, kill everyone peacefully? Before, like, the horrible mechs can kill people? Or are they trying to, like, stop the mechs? I feel like it could go either way with this expansion.
Its people sought ever greater freedoms no matter the cost.
Does she truly believe this is the fate of all peoples? Look at that thing. Again, I keep... God, this is just... It hits so home the way... I mean, it's not a... I don't... The way I hear people talk about, like, the right to own, like, firearms no matter what regulation, you know, with as little regulation as possible is, like... I don't think this is the exact statement it's making or anything, but boy, is this what this makes me think of. The otherworldly beings should first grace us with their... That otherworldly beings should first grace us with their presence as a sign. Indeed, they understand that we, the global community, are possessed of wisdom and compassion needed to guide the star back to the path of righteousness. What otherworldly beings... Oh, no, the Metea. Yet the freedom fighters dare to undermine us, inviting chaos to disrupt the order we labored so hard to build. They have forgotten the history of this star and its once myriad nations, the wars waged, the countless lives lost. They must be brought to heel, the world united under a single standard no matter the cost. I do like how this is leaving it vague. Like, I have no idea right now whether the freedom fighters are, you know, who are... Whether the freedom fighters are in the right or whether... I mean, certainly, boy, this makes it feel like the freedom fighters are actually in the right. Anyone who says they must be brought to heel no matter the cost is someone I look at askance. I didn't notice that Medion had this kind of black aura still radiating off of her. Alright, landed freedom fighters. Oh, landed, like... I'm being a dunkus. I was thinking landed meant, like, that they are, like, the people who are, like, homeowners, like that sort of thing. Like, they're, like, the landed gentry, like that sort of thing. But no, they're just landed as in they're not in the air anymore. This also has me wondering what impacted Medion... How, because It sounds like this is a case where Medion herself, where her arrival was the spark for this. Like they had, Medion did not have any sort of prime directive going on, and it sounds...
To buy peace with fire and steel.
It's a common currency, I think, or a lot of people think it is anyway. Look at those... What? Look at the name... Look at this sci-fi thing we landed in the middle of. Are these even people, or are they robots? I think they're people. I think they're people in just super advanced... Yeah, they're people. So there's that thing. It almost looks like... What was that Omega... Not Omega, that Alexander boss that was super top-heavy? Is that the same model? Like a reskin or like alteration of that model? The Obliterator, or a lot of the Omega models, boss models, look very similar to me, but there was one really top-heavy one that split, or that had a copy of it come in late in the fight. Long-forgotten correspondence. We constructed the Peacekeeper, the pinnacle of engineering and technology. This mighty war machine was designed to rid us of the freedom fighters, as well as any other potential threats to the peace we have so long pined for. Its artificial intelligence ensures that this singular function is carried out with cold and calculating precision. Indeed, the 10,000 Peacekeeper units we created have now routed every threat to peace, including us. Nice job. You got Skynetted. Well, not necessarily, but you did get pretty obliterated by your own creations. All that remains is to stand and fight. And this is like... This is one of like 10,000 Peacekeepers right here. They could have accomplished so much good with their knowledge. Yeah, they did, but then they didn't. Resuming peace protocol, all life forms must be eliminated to achieve peace in perpetuity. Oh. Deploying perpetual war machines. Please stand by for order to fire. Okay, so we are getting... Where's the safe zone here? Order to fire. Oh, it's a really narrow field. Gotcha. Okay. Vital signs detected. Initiating extinction protocol in accordance with primary directive. No future. This is a lot of stuff to dodge. Like a real lot of stuff to dodge. Yeah, you do have me now. Okay, whew. Alright, we got it. This is not at all what technology was meant for. I hope you're right, but to a lot of people it is what it was meant for. Certainly not what it should be meant for.
And when one asked, what is the point? There were none left to answer.
I did it. I killed them all. Global citizen. That's what you were going to push the button on. I was... Boy, do I hate being right sometimes. And this is one of those times. You did it, friend. Nice job. Good lord. The plenty. Look how much work... Visions of another world unfold before your eyes. Look how much work they put into this Eden that we're only going to use for this dungeon, presumably. Butterflies... What killed everyone? Did the butterflies, like, develop a taste for flesh?
Farther still existed a star without strife.
Master, time has come. Mercy for all. What cool masks. Looks can deceive. This place is beautiful but cold.
Trials, or its joys.
Has my time not come yet? Only in death may we find peace. Yeah, she talked about a world of people who, like, eliminated everything that caused pain, and then they said in the absence of suffering, joy lost its savor. Is this that world? O R'Allah, bringer of sweet oblivion, help us find peace. Please, O merciful R'Allah, free us from the shackles of mortality. Death delivered on golden wings. Beautiful creatures, this time has come. They are flesh-eating butterflies, I knew it. Xenoprotist. I know Zeno means, like, relates to, like, foreign people, something like that. Is that right? Like xenophobia? I don't know what the protist term means. Long forgotten, from nothing we were born, to nothing we must return. It's comforting when you hear that at a funeral. It's disturbing when you don't. Long forgotten essence. A curious traveler visited our star, a bird which proffered these questions. What meaning does life hold? For what do you strive? Could find no satisfactory answers, only bittersweet memories of an age long past. There was a time when we were lesser in our nescience? Nescience must mean, like, in our early years, but I never heard that term written like that. Sought purpose, struggled to justify life's worth. That was, of course, before we achieved perfection. Now condemned to our paradise, we understand the fatuity of existence. Like the fledglings we once were, the poor bird could not accept the truth. It asked us again and again, hoping perhaps our answer might change. And yet, this skybox is one of the more beautiful ones in the game. I love this kind of rich blue. This tapestry of rich blues. What did they say the god's name was? It was R'Allah, right? Okay. I wasn't sure. I was thinking, like, was it Media? Was it some version of Meteon? But no, it wasn't. Ah, finally we are free. Xenofauna. Maybe this is just a term for, like, to us there's xenofauna. It's just some kind of, it's just a term for, like, some kind of alien bird creature with shells on its head and, like, an anteater nose.
What its people had gained from ease, they lost to apathy.
Look at this deer sphinx. That's going to be the boss, isn't it? R'Allah, I beseech you, free me from this mortal coil. I wonder if the boss is going to be like Agent of R'Allah's will or something like that. Long forgotten essence. There was a time when we yearned to explore the heavens, found purpose in the hope of unveiling life's mysteries. A dream shattered when we reached enlightenment and found it empty, like the Ea. There was a time, I guess their version of enlightenment was probably a very different conclusion, but boy did it seem to have led to the same place. There was a time when we believed in our legacy, thought ourselves marking a worthy path our successors might follow. Efforts rendered futile when we discovered the keys to paradise and immortality. Thought ourselves marking a worthy path our successors might follow, but futile when we discovered the keys to paradise and immortality. Because they had no successors, because there was no point, I guess, because they could just carry on their own legacies. As individuals, we struggled to know what was right, yet in today's perfect unity, there is naught left to question. We are infinity constricted by the finite, but no more. R'Allah shall grant us the mercy of annihilation. They weren't made for living forever. They didn't have the... They just weren't constructed for it. They weren't mentally and spiritually constructed for it. This is just... It's got my brain It's got the little hamster is at work here. Just look at that tree. What did I just get? A thing? Oh, mapping the realm. Look at this tree. Look at this. Good lord. Yeah, this is the thing that we saw before. The last this is R'Lah. This is straight up R'Lah, the last mercy. So it kills them and turns their essence into those butterfly things. Are butterflies short-lived? That's the black medion. Where's Medion? The World Tree. When did she become black? I know I saw that she was pulsing out the black stuff, but she was a bluebird before. Did it just happen, or was it a gradual change? R'Lah, okay.
So they created the kindest, most gentle of beasts.
This is probably where you got some of your inspiration. Warm glow. This is going to be AoE damage, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Pity. I love the naming convention right here. I love it. I love, love, love it.
Its steps were light, and its gift was as painless as it was beautiful.
France. Golden wings flutter about the field. So, okay. Gotcha. This is like just a way bigger version of the Shiva attack. The Shiva fan attack, I mean. How did I get hit? I don't know what I got hit by.
Bathed in its golden glow, they all slept happily ever after.
I have you now.
I see the arrows. Yeah, okay. Weirdly enough, I kind of wish they didn't use this boss music. Well, not weirdly enough, but I think this boss music detracts from the fight. I would have liked them to do something more peaceful or, like, relaxed. Even if it's doing all these horrifying attacks. Okay, so we'll want to start here. Did it break? Did it leave? No, I thought I got out of that. What was the sign of what side that loving embrace attack was going to? Because now I see that it was a half, like a left or right side attack. I have to watch next time for what the signal is. I wasn't looking at it. All right, we've missed on Prance pretty much every time. We're gonna get it this time. So we'll start here. It dissipated. Now we're free to go. We got this, right? Yes, we got that. So what's your signal? Oh, I didn't get to see it. Okay. Gifting mercy to the mercy giver. That's a good look, Kakushu. I agree with that look. And she's still the version that's not the bluebird. When Rala went away, all the color left this place also. At least we now have an idea what drives her. She was the sole person putting up this facade. This is straight up Anne Orlando. Look at this. Look at... Oh, God, the color palette in this game is something else. Tree is gone. All the color. This place is totally drained.
Your determination defies all reason.
I'm a little bit confused on the Medion thing because is this a different Medion from the Bluebird that was helping us just a little bit ago? Or guiding us?
The souls within me writhe and recoil in your presence.
Because they're the Matea. Like we've seen, I don't know if this is like a Holy Trinity thing. No, it's not. This is sorry, I take that back. But like, I don't know if this is like the shared consciousness that we're talking to, or if now there's like a separation where one of them is starting, like the one we talked to in the Field of Elpless Flowers is starting to turn and be open to us, and this one is like a different one, or what?
What must I do? What pain must I visit upon you to make you surrender to despair?
Unless the Medion we talked to in that field was like a projection, like specific to that field, the same way like the AO were a projection.
No one is unbreakable. What pains one may weather may bring another to tears. But therein lies our strength. For when we fall, our brothers and sisters are there to raise us up again and again without end.
I see.
Especially if you have a red mage in the party.
But no matter how much hope exists, ever will there be more despair.
These are all Matea. No, there was only a few Matea, weren't there?
Past the present and amongst the future.
Did we ever hear how many there were?
Shall sing until life ceases to be.
I like the undertones. Giant Birdo? Sludge monster? Oh, that's a cool effect.
Seven hells. On your guard.
Oh, trial time.
The rage, it rises.
The Endsinger. Is she all wing? Does she even have a body, or is she just the wing? Balls. You can't summon a planet to attack us. So there is a split there, or the Endsinger is a manifestation. This is the Bluebird. Those have got to be like just images or memories of destroyed worlds. Oh my God, the tears!
We die in pain. We die in suffering. Who are you to live? Who are you to hope?
Hold on, my friends. Koji, watch out! Alphino!
We cannot comprehend. We cannot know. We cannot know.
I like how she's including herself in that. What's on her chest? Is that a baby in her chest?
Don't, please! Don't do this to them! To yourself!
Just one good strike.
I don't know if it's an amulet or an actual person. Those
What?
pustulant tears.
Stop! Please stop!
We will not suffer alone. All will know our pain.
What happened to being the trying to give mercy to everyone and peace to everyone?
No, you don't!
Alphino's been doing some of the deep dungeons as Paladin. Or Alphino, Graha.
All are washed in ice, a frozen waste, forever silent.
I can't get over how good a design choice it is to not give her a body almost, to make the wings just so overwhelming.
Wait! Don't!
She's sending him back to the ship. That can't be. I guess it can be. That was not expected.
You gifted them escape
I did.
and rendered yourself powerless.
I'm still just looking at the design on her. The thing spinning around her hair. The thing at the top of her head that looks like a ball, like with horns sticking out of it, with little spikes coming out to the sides. The way her hair waves in the sky. I love this.
Bereft of the synergy you claim is your strength. Unless you need to call upon the dead once more.
Kakusha's a duelist.
To the last. But you will be one with us ere long. You will be battered and torn and made to crawl. You will weep and wail and curse your impotence. Curse your life as it fades.
I'm used to that.
As we did. As we died.
Just look at this. Just I'm thinking just who actually is the Endsinger has got to be like a manifestation of both the Matea's pain and the memories that they took from the dead worlds they visited, like manifesting as that. I don't think it's actually their ghosts or anything like that. But I think it's like embodying the memories of like what they felt it must have been like, and the pain they suffered as empaths or whatever they were, entelekis. The pain they felt as entelekis.
Such pain and sorrow we felt. Such anguish and rage. We tried. We tried. But it was no use. Only when we surrendered did we find release. only when we embraced death. So join us in despair and embrace yours.
This is as much a tangent as is possible to be a tangent, but does her hair look like Aerith's, or is it just me? She looks bumfuzzled. What's happening?
My ultimatum. What is happening?
Is it the other Matea rebelling against her? I didn't see who that was. Is this friggin' Zenos?
At the end of everything, I find you, my friend.
I had literally forgotten about Zenos.
You once, as you did in me.
I had literally forgotten about him.
When at last I understood what it was, I journeyed to Scions to seek you out. Struck a bargain with the woman who shares your gift.
This is the person that was like what was the term? A consort of the Scion? Not a consort. He wishes he was a consort of the Warrior of Light, of a an associate of the or colleague or something. This is the person that they cut away from in Charlian. It didn't remotely cross my mind that it could have been Zenos.
In exchange for lending the Scions my aid, I was given the means to come hither. Gorging upon what remained of the Mother Crystal, I reclaimed the form of the dragon. And, hungry still for our reunion, I rode the light of the stars to you.
I kind of wonder if this is going to be like the end of... I don't remember if it was Rocky 2 or Rocky 3 when Rocky and Apollo had that kind of post-fight like sparring session that just for pride, and we never got to see who won, but they still got the satisfaction of it. Like maybe that's what how we'll end with Zenos at the very end. It's not my prey. I think we're trying to really steer away from the idea, or we're trying to stay respectful of others' despair in this place, but yeah, it's my prey.
But why does it still live? Surely it is no match for you.
They're acknowledging that. They're acknowledging what I just said. Okay.
I assumed you would be above something so banal as despair.
Oh, no, never mind.
Am I mistaken?
You are mistaken. If it comes to it, I won't save you. Through that. I don't want your help. I don't like either of these options, honestly. I don't know what I would have wanted instead, but I don't like either of these. I don't want your help.
And I'd rather not give it. Nay, I would have preferred that we enjoy a private reunion.
So thirsty.
So come! Let us dispense with this distraction, you and I!
Oh, that end of Stormblood music. The Shinri. Oh, yes!
You struggle in vain. You will not silence our song of oblivion.
The final day. I didn't think a trial name could get cooler than the Dying Gasp. Or the Dying Gasp of the Ascians. The final day. The tacos are back. I'm so happy right now. I don't know why. This is... Okay. Okay. The final day. Medion and her sisters took to the stars in search of hope. They found naught but despair. Wishing to free mankind from his vain struggle, they began to sing. Their chorus, borne upon the invisible winds of Dynamis to usher in the final days. Against all odds, you have arrived at their nest at the edge of the universe. In this place where emotions dictate reality, the hopes of your comrades have opened the way forward, and it falls to you to take the last step. Transforming conviction into strength, you sally forth upon Dragonback to confront the Endsinger and silence her song of oblivion. I'm surprised this isn't a trust dungeon, that this doesn't give the trust dungeon option. I'm totally fine with it, but I'm surprised. We're fighting on Shinryu's back. On Zenos Ryu's... Shinos's back. I don't know what the ship name for... Look at that. A final day. The Endsinger. I wonder if the face on her chest is gonna... The face necklace is gonna play a role.
We'll never reach it. We'll never reach the deliverance you seek.
Here we go. Time for me to die. Oh, I thought the Ruby Carbuncle was pulling for a second.
Our hunt ends this day. There is nowhere you can flee that we cannot follow.
Is Zenos gonna sacrifice himself, like, for us?
Must die.
Elegea. The Endsinger is recreating the despair she experienced. Yeah, these worlds are going to play a role of some... Oh, gosh. I don't know what the tell for that was. I saw there were 2 worlds circling. I didn't see what the tell that was going to be the place the explosion was. The King... Okay, recreating the despair she experienced. So I'm watching where the other players are going, as well as... What's the tell? I have no idea what the tell is.
Utterly futile.
Elenkos. Oh shit, that's right down the middle. Well, Look at those hands coming up.
Suffering is at an end.
Oh, getting out of the middle? Oh god, come on! Elenko, so it's the same name, but there's some other tell.
This is a kindness.
There. Okay. Yeah, so those are all going to explode, aren't they? Yeah.
All of us have known despair.
Endsinger faces. Let's not get in front of them, maybe? Yeah. Hubris. I hid the log chat because I don't want to worry about other people. Elegea forgotten. Here's the worlds thing again. Everyone's going to this side, but I don't know. Is it that they know where... Oh, I see. It's where the worlds collide. Is it on that... Impact event has been recorded, so something's going to happen over there.
Again and again.
So it's going to explode again from that same spot. Winds back the clock to the impact event. do we just stay away from that same area? It looks like it. Yeah, that's presumably a tutorial for a more complex version coming later. But now, so yeah, so I see what's going on there. Okay, so they're gonna catch up over there. Perfect, I got it. Got it.
A sorrow so deep only emptiness remains.
Ecstasis. Okay. We have to get away from where the faces are pointing. Whoop. Almost ran out of room there.
'Tis so lonely between the stars.
I believe you on that. Where are you? Oh, you're there. Oh, God. Well. Aporia. I'm not sure what Aporia is. Aporia is the faces. So we can stand in the middle, presumably, right? I didn't see the tell for the things on the side.
If there is no happiness in life,
Clonates. Yep.
there is only one place it may be found.
It looks like Lorelei. Cocodemon. Oh, look at the heads on its chest. Oh, shoot. It's, is it tracing, like, the path that's going to blow up? No, I see. I see. So now we want to get to this side. Oh, and there's the despair meter, so we have to be DPSing, which I'm doing a bad job of, but that's okay. We have other party members to carry us. I love that she's just lobbing planets our way.
Oblivion.
Oh, where did she go? 10 seconds until Oblivion. Oh, I used it too early. Well, that's okay. Transcend your limits to survive. This is a tank move, if ever I saw one. Tank limit break time. Yeah, they got this.
Dynamis. No matter. You only delay the inevitable. This is fate.
Fatalism. So I see it's heading to the left. Does that mean it's a left side thing? Prepares to steal for the fate of the universe once more. Uh-oh.
Your time has come. It always does.
I can accept that. How do I resist Oblivion?
What is this defiance? No. The hatred, the pain, the loss.
Ah, that music kicking in.
We cannot suffer suffer it again.
Telemania. Is that fire because we're hurtling so hard, like, behind us?
We will stand against fate.
All the grabby hands.
No matter the cost.
We've been here before.
Thancred's...
Many a time.
This is a very Final Fantasy IV ending here.
Thus do we know.
To never give up.
The hope will shine again.
Everyone's individual wishes granting us strength.
What we saw. What I saw.
That frigging voice singing that song. I love the hand animation. I friggin' love that.
In misery and desolation. No life, no star, nor the universe itself. If this was not the answer, then what is it? Where lies happiness?
I feel so bad for her. But unless, I mean, even if she's not real, like, not even in real life, like, even if in the game she's just a construct from despair of others, she was still sentient as heck. So now what? Gonna save my little potato butt? No. What did I fall on? Am I running to my ship? No, I'm running to Zenos. No, I'm running to Medion. Good. That dignified Lalafell walk.
No matter where we flew, there was only darkness and loneliness and pain.
And you were specifically biologically designed to be the most... Like, you weren't... wasn't the intention of your design, but the way you were designed made it so that you were the most susceptible to it, too.
We couldn't find the answers Hermes yearned for. The answers he deserved. Greetings, you who are my final encounter. I wish to hear your words, share your feelings, know your thoughts. May we please be friends?
I think we've always been friends, Medion. You deserve something, to hear something other than just endless pain. Hopefully you're not trying to trick me and, like, suck my life force out. No, you're not. Okay.
I can see them. The memories of a long, long journey. So many people. The thoughts of them overflowing in your heart. What they live for. What gives their lives meaning. There was never a single answer.
No, there wasn't.
You gather pieces of happiness, precious and fragile, only to lose them. Then start again.
One big sand mandala.
On and on it goes, until death takes you into its gentle embrace.
The process isn't always painful. It can be quite delicious.
That which Hermes sent us to find was there all this time. On Atheris.
I think it was also on the worlds you found, but boy, was it probably hard to see with the state you found them in. Yeah, it wasn't always there. We created it together. Yeah, it's not like it's not like it wasn't there when you were there. It's more like it's the sort of thing that's generated. It's user generated content.
Like a field of flowers, perhaps. At first a single blossom. It spreads and takes on more colors. Thank you for guiding me here. To find these words at journey's end fills me with joy. And so, before I fall forever silent, there is one thing I must do.
Something with Hermes? What?
No expression of regret will undo what my sisters and I have done, or restore what we have stolen.
Yeah, I feel like the destruction and actual hurt that you've caused is beyond my level to judge. Like, it's on a scale that is, like, I don't feel equipped to judge, so I'm gonna bow out of that.
But if you would allow it, I would sing one last song. A song of the newfound joy that swells in my heart.
Go for it.
Of the beauty of light when it shines across a dark and starless sea.
I'm sure, like that at somewhere on YouTube, someone has put together a clip of like this scene of her preparing this beautiful song and it leading into a Rickroll. Into just Medion singing Never Gonna Give You Up.
Of a dream that from the soil of worlds now lost to sorrow, life will spring forth once more.
And you don't do this in
Nourished by
ignorance.
gentle rains and caressed by uplifting winds. A song of hope.
And like as you do this, you know that it's going to end at some point and you're doing it anyway. That's the real victory for you. Welcome back.
One day, life will fill the universe again. And Hermes will see this and smile.
He will. From the live stream, he absolutely will.
How, I do not know. But I do know that where there is a will, there is a way. After all, miracles happen every day. Do they not?
That they do.
I will create a path back to your ship, where your dear friends await.
Much appreciated.
Hold in your heart your desire to return to them. Then follow my lead and walk forth.
The power of Dynamis.
That hope will surely guide you true.
Is this supposed to be a particular kind of bird? Is there like a... This is just a bird of Elpis, right? Or I think that's what they called it.
You mean to return to the world where you are hailed as a hero.
What are you doing here? I don't have no idea what his action's gonna be right now.
Hear me then. Not as a hero, but as simply you. As I learned in Alamigo, you are a formidable foe. Stronger than any I have faced. Against you, I need bring my all to bear. I need burn through the candle of my life.
Which you already have.
This is the sole pleasure I know. And it is the sole pleasure I have to share. And so I come before you to issue challenge and offer singular bliss.
You're at the end of the universe.
If you wish to walk away, I will not stop you.
If Zenos is standing there offering you singular bliss, who are you to refuse?
You value life. You do not burn yours save for reasons you deem worthy.
Kukushu,
Such
yes.
as those which brought you here. The salvation of a world and its people. The motives of a hero true. But there is more to you than that. You know this to be true. As surely as you know the thrill of pushing your body and soul to their limits. Of confronting ever mightier foes, dancing ever closer to the precipice, wondering if this will be the one to finally fill the void.
I mean, it's weird. I almost feel like the hero is Kukushu, and the person he's talking about here, looking to push your body and soul, is like the gamer persona that like is constantly trying to level up and find appropriate challenges. And he's speaking to that. Like, this is almost, he's speaking more to me than to Kukushu at that point.
Such pleasures you seek for their own sake, and no other reason. Is this not so, adventurer?
That I can't deny. Think what you will, but I'm not letting you leave this place. I've had enough of you. It ends here. I'm going with number one, because he's not wrong. That's not the only thing, but that's certainly a thing. That face.
Ha! Acceptance at long last. The conflagration of our clash will scorch even the stars.
Are we not going to see the fight? Are we not going to partake in it? Defeat Zenos. Never mind. We are going to do this. Beyond the stars. Duty calls. Commence battle for Endwalker? Does it always say duty calls? I don't think so, right? We're actually doing this. How is it possibly going to live up to the fight against Shinryu then? It's almost a strange choice that we're actually seeing this fight. It surprises me. I don't know how it could not be an anticlimax. Duty commenced. Zenos' soul is ablaze with passion. The space comes to life. Something as your spirit burns bright, your soul burns brighter, your souls burn brighter, your power swells. 6. Spark of hope, burning with dynamism, shaped by the memory of your journey and exceeding your own limits. All right, let's do this.
Hold nothing back. Push yourself to your limit and me to mine.
I mean, I'll do my rotation. Tidal wave. What? I don't know what just happened.
Still fighting you, I see.
Yes. Judgment Bolt. Oh, you're doing the Shinryu attacks. Like, I don't want to stand in Judgment Bolt for that, but if you do the fire thing, I do want to stand in Judgment Bolt. Hellfire. Yeah, this I want to stand in here.
Show me your vaunted fortitude.
Akmorn. Okay. Is that the one I have that chases me? Yeah, I don't think I can outrun this. How do you do this if you're not a job that has healing?
Soon you will know the full extent of my power.
Come hither. He's giving me those come hither eyes. Okay. Zenos' avatar.
Mine for the taking.
Whoa! I got whomped. Oh, maybe that...
For the taking.
Maybe that, oh! Jesus. So that's an untelegraphed attack, basically. Like, it's telegraphed not by the yellow thing. Just when he starts casting that, I have to get out in front of him. Oh! Zenos' avatar, that's the Reaper thing. Right, so it's... I think it started over somewhere over there. Yeah.
A test of your reflexes.
That I will find my reflexes wanting, my friend. Yeah.
A test of your reflexes.
Okay. My reflexes did not want there. You know what? Despite him being a monstrous tyrant, I'm happy we got to give him a little joy at the end of the day. Wait, how did that hit me? Oh, there was something from the other side, wasn't there? I got lucky there. I imagine this is something that wipes some people out. This is probably a fight that kills no small number of people. Diamond Dust, you are bringing your all to bear. You know what? I take back my concerns about this fight. This is pretty dang cool. Nope. Ah, wow, I handled that as badly as it's possible to handle. Shoot, get away. Okay. I thought I was skirting the edge. That the skating took me way farther away than I was expecting for that. Okay, we're in a good space here though. Exaflare. Okay, so I see it coming from both directions. Oh, too soon. They go too soon. I might have gone too soon. Yeah, okay. Got it that time. Oh god, diamond dust time. This is my bane. And we have to look away. Oh, I thought we were going to get the skating after that, but no.
Test of your reflexes.
This is, I don't know. I can't pick a favorite song from Endwalker. But this, if I have to pick one, this may be it. It's either this or the Dances on the Wind Higher. Oh shit. Yeah, the music is distracting me. As if I would avoid it normally. I was expecting to get tired of Zenos. I am so happy what they did with him. The role he played in this expansion. It was unexpected.
Ah, my soul. How it burns.
Tidal wave. From where?
I know you too. The inferno swelling within you. Come, let all creation be consumed by our ravenous fervor.
Is this phase 2?
I have you.
It is phase 2. Oh, maybe not.
Do not tell me your life's fire is already spent.
He's got that vampire. Oh my god. He is just an Anne Rice hero right now. The flame of your life is spent, yet you find the strength to stand.
Yes. Rise once more. It mustn't end yet.
Ethereal Ray. How am I don't see what to dodge there.
Mine for the taking.
Yeah, let me heal up.
I have you.
Swift as Shadow. Who does he look like? He looks like the candle wick. I'm not sure what that means. Just the wick of a candle. He looks like
A test of your reflexes.
Dracula in Symphony of the Night at the start, like that I watched my friend Serena play. The like, what is a man? Like he's that's his mode right now. I don't think I can do anything against Ockmorn beyond just try to heal through it, so I will heal through it. Unmoving Dvenadakatika? I'm not sure what that means. Was that... It sounds like some kind of Slavic thing? Or Slavic term, or Slavic-based term, fantasy term? I don't know which. Ethereal Ray. So how do I dodge this, if I can? I don't think I can.
No, not yet. Not until the last of me is spent.
He's gonna burn out, isn't he?
Burn, burn! Now fall. This is my moment. Our moment.
Life or death? Oh, shit. Great, we can tap all the buttons. I'm tapping all the buttons. Oh, okay. Uppercut to the nuts. I love that it's devolved into this. Just like exhausted fighters at the end of the 12th and final round. Just doing these like sluggish final punches and kicks. Or the anime version of that anyway. Meh. I feel like this wasn't designed for a Lalafell. That was fantastic. I was skeptical going into this. That was fantastic. He also very much reminds me of Sadu. I feel like if Zenos weren't a tyrant, a murderous tyrant, if he were a murderous hunter or something, just non-tyrant, I think he and Sadu would be absolutely perfect for each other.
That I should lose again.
I feel like you're probably happier this way. I think we saw so many races that got their deepest wishes and found despair. I feel like you would fall into that category.
Disappointing. Never have I understood those around me. Understood their obsessions. Besieged by their banality, the world is a mire of tedium and trivialities.
You're Hannibal, who finally met his Will Graham.
But in these fleeting moments, there is a spark. Blinding. Brilliant. Gone. Too soon.
That's part of the definition of a spark.
What of you, my mirror? Born into this world, bestowed name, bid to seek out strife and adventure.
Not just those things, though. This Limsa? What was that in the
Was this
background?
life a gift or a burden?
No, the Tishgard. Font. Kugane, as they call it. The Royal Menagerie.
Did you find fulfillment?
I'm so happy right now. Crystarium. Old Charlian. I think that's Old Charlian. What are your memories? Your flashing memories are just Kukushu, aren't they? Just Kakushu and unworthy opponents. What a beautiful choice to not actually have him tell us. Not have him finish that sentence before he passes away. Push the button. Or did they push it for me? I guess they pushed it for me. Zenos became a better character than he had any right to be. Almost a Joker to Kakushu's Batman in some ways, like the mirror that tries to expose like certain parts of her that I wouldn't have otherwise thought of. Very similar to actually some of the Dark Knight questing, now that I think about it. Some of Esteem's role is what Zenos can fulfill or has fulfilled.
Can you hear? Safe. Must tend to. Open your. Please.
Someone, and
Please.
you can't leave us. Not like this. If you do, I'll never forgive you. So come on. Open your eyes and get up.
Hello, friends. Yoshitaka Amano, of course, he was the... By the way, and the Endsinger felt very Amano in design.
Are you with us?
Like, extremely Amano. Like, directly an Amano drawing. And Amano drawings are not generic.
Thank the heavens. For a moment, we thought...
Is everyone all right? Am I really alive? Go with Am I Really Alive? Because Kakushu's been through a lot of trippy stuff in the last couple of hours.
You're alive.
Graha.
You... How can you keep your promise if you're not here?
Potatoes can grow in all kinds of conditions.
Another fine show you've put on, my friend.
A fine show indeed. What were you thinking, fighting alone? Never do that again. My poor heart couldn't bear it.
Put yourself in our place. If you hadn't returned, how do you think we would feel? And if that sounds harsh, it's because we care.
We tended to thy wounds as best we could, but how is the pain?
I like to think there was a selfish element in that of Kakushu.
Grievous as thine injuries were, however, I would counsel repose for a time.
Like she...
There's nothing gladdening about this. When Meteion appeared in here and told us that you were right behind her, we all got our hopes up. But you never came. And when you finally deigned to appear, you're within an ilm of your life. Damn you! Damn you for making us worry!
Yeah, my bad. Because Kukushu had active joy when she took on Zenos. She didn't have to.
Anyway, well, the important thing is that you're all alive and in reasonably good health, and we mean to get you back that way. As for your earlier request, I'm quite certain we're in range to make contact now.
Ah, excellent. Let us announce our return at once.
I'm surprised how much this is wrapping up.
I hope you're ready.
This feels like something I would have seen in 6.3. But I don't know what the follow-up is going to be. I don't know.
While you were unconscious, we set out from Ultima Thule, you see.
Are we back home? Are we back home?
If so, you may wish to see what's outside.
We're not back home. We would be outside the ship if we were home. Nice job animating the wincing in pain. Are we really back home?
We're home, my friend. We're home.
Limsa, Ishgard, everyone watching us come home. The potato patch. The triplets in Gridania. Or siblings, anyway. Alamigo. Garlemald. Garlemald welcoming us home. What a sentence. Vritra. Oh, look, they're even doing the credits for Vritra and Ahawan right now. I like that. Nadana. Nadana, best girl. Garuda and Susano, I'm so happy they got voiced in the way they were voiced here. Yeah, Pigeon scolding me for Zenos not letting me bring him into the fight at the end. Alpha.
Is that? It is! It's the Ragnarok! They're back!
Still, it's just, it's just the whole gang. The whole gang being the whole, like, 14 cast.
Welcome home.
Okay, that's a great dance.
Yes.
That's the one good thing he's done, is that dance.
Welcome home, everyone!
Happy Tataru always makes me smile. Look at that camera choice of running around right in front of them. I don't know why I'm focusing on the little things so much. It's just there's a lot they're doing really well, and a lot of these smaller things are making me smile. Midian and the Endsinger had the same voice, of course. Bana and Heidelin, of course. Zenos and Dracula had the same voice actor. That's good.
Welcome home!
There's no welcome like a Lala welcome. Ah. And so, like, I don't know what the point 0 to point 1 to point 2 and point 3 wrap-ups are going to be to this story, because it feels pretty wrapped up. I don't think there's going to be like the Endsinger's evil brother is like going to try to finish the job in the next couple of patches. And there's the credits. Okay, I'll see you on the other side of this. Just a quick note, by the way, as I'm watching these credits, I like that they're showing scenes from, like, the whole past of this whole arc. I mean, this really feels like the end of the... Like, look at this. This is friggin' Moen Brita and Urian J. They had old Thancred there before with, like, the double knives out in rogue mode. This really does feel like the wrap-up to... the arc, to, what do you call it? The arc of Heidelin and Zodiark. The Heidelin and Zodi arc. What is happening? Is this just a meta thing? Like, the cast kind of bowing at the end of the show? Yosuke Matsuda, Mr. Headshot. The true best girl. The warrior of light Kukushu Kushu. Medion. This is just poetic and just beautiful. Ah, look at that. Look at this. The Ascians in the background, or the... Not Ascians, they were just the ancient Ethereans. The Heavensward music. Just, ah. I'm just glad I don't have to pick a favorite between this and Shadowbringers.
Dearest father, this letter will be the very last that I write to you from the Rising Stones. As I commit these words to parchment, I fondly recall my journey as a scion.
This is an Alphino, right?
From the time I first walked into the Order's former halls, to the time I set forth to forestall the final days. At the farthest reaches of the Sea of Stars, we fought the battle of our lives.
Big Mooney.
Fought against despair itself. A veritable maelstrom of it, fed by the resignation that dwelled in the hearts of beings not so unlike ourselves.
Here but for the grace of Hydaelyn go we.
Full oft have I harbored the same malaise.
Ugh.
Have I been brought to my knees, crushed by the weight of sorrow and defeat, convinced that I will never rise again.
Glad they showed the Crystal Braves for that part of the letter.
However, I have also known many moments of unbridled joy and happiness. By this truth do I find hope within, blooming resplendent, like the Elpis flower.
Easy for me to forget how little
Thus do I endure.
How little Alizé was in A Realm Reborn.
Do I look forward to creating more memories with my friends and loved ones.
Cat Mom.
For from these fertile seeds, yet more hope shall spring forth. And they will grow to become shining lights that illuminate the dark. Thus believing, I leave the rising stones behind, as will my comrades. For, as we have decided, after careful deliberation, we are disbanding the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
I'm not that surprised. It's hearing that is bizarre, but I'm also not that surprised. I mean, if they're truly going to end the arc of Zodiark and Hydaelyn, I mean, as the idea of like the Astral Era and Umbral Era and the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and that whole thing is like locked to that arc, and it doesn't have to be, but I think it's a good idea that it is.
Everyone is already gathered in the foyer.
My apologies. I'll be right there.
Everything Tataru does makes me happy.
At least, that is what the story will be.
So you're not actually disbanding them. I was kind of hoping you would actually disband them. Are you staying together as like a secret organization to help out in times of like if we need to call on you, but you're not going to be active?
Sorry to keep you all waiting.
Like Scions Emeritus, like that sort of thing?
What could you possibly have left to do now?
Oh, just a letter.
I imagine it will be a while before we can gather like this again.
So it must be, if we're to keep up appearances.
I don't understand, so I'm sure they're going to explain it, but I don't understand the point, offhand at least, of why they pretend to disband but not actually disband.
From now on, it falls to the Grand Company of Eorzea and its allies to deal with the realm's crises.
Okay.
Meanwhile, we shall return to our erstwhile ways.
Right.
Retreating from plain sight to take our place in the shadows once more.
Were they a shadowy secret society at one point? I forgot that. I must have forgotten that because it doesn't ring a bell.
Indeed. For the foreseeable future, I expect that we must work independently. as we seek out problems that want for solving.
There's still going to be a thing. Okay.
But a day will come when we face another great challenge, and we will face it together.
Oh, sorry.
As much as I look forward to that day, I do hope it doesn't come anytime soon.
Yeah, you deserve a break. Recharge with your crappy bread.
Well, formal association or no, if any of you should require my services, you need but ask. I'll be glad to keep my lance arm honed.
I'll hold you to that. So you had better keep your link pearl on hand.
Grumpy brooder.
So you really mean to stay, Tataru?
Oh, someone has to keep the Rising Stones in proper order. And even a super secret organization requires a super secret base of operations.
Maybe don't make your super secret base of operations the same place as... I don't know, it's like if the Avengers pretended to disband, but still, like, super secretly worked out of, like, the Avengers headquarters.
To the rest of the world, it will be naught more than a workshop for Eorzea's foremost up-and-coming artisan.
I am... Oh, yes! Tataru becomes the true protag.
If you thought our coffers were full to bursting before, just wait till I can devote myself wholly to the crafts.
Look at this legend. Look at this utter absolute legend.
Plotting to build a mercantile empire to rival that of Lord Lodorito, are we?
I hope so.
I, for one, look forward to your future successes, Tataru. As do I our next meeting.
And with that, I believe it is past time you all made ready to depart. Leave no preparations undone or words unsaid, all right? Now, off with you.
Contented Kakushu, contented happy warrior of light. Oh my gosh. I want to keep this in the same video, but I need a break right now because I've been going for a couple hours, so I do need a break. So I'll be back here in a bit. It's a new session for me. I was pretty wiped after the last one, but let's finish it off because I don't think there's much to go before this quest wraps up. Tataru. Go on, Kakushi. Don't miss this chance to say a word to each of our friends. After all you've been through, I'm sure they'd appreciate it. Who are Argmus, Blomvida, and Ephemi? I can still scarce believe our battle extended to the ends of creation, but seeing the Scions' mission to completion was both an honor and a privilege. Yes, all the work that we accomplished together, you and me, Argmus, we were quite a team. As for myself, I've spent quite a while away from home, so I think I'll return to Limsa now. I'm sure this guy was like one of the support staff here, or one of just the side adventurers in the Scions. I just totally forgot about him. And once I get there, my first order of business will be downing a pint or 3 at the wench. Enjoy, you probably did a lot. Blomvida. The exploits of you and your companions are truly an inspiration to us all. I never felt more accomplished, more compelled to hone my own skills, that I one day might be able to accomplish such heroic deeds. Argmus meant to visit Limsa. I will join him and continue my search. Your search. I feel like I'm... Did I miss something? Did we have some major quest line recently with this person? I know not when we will meet again, but please take care of yourself. Okay, Afemi. It's a shame the Scions are disbanding, even if only... Like, my guess would be that these were people who were, like, ex-Crystal Braves that were just here, and they had some story back in the Realm Reborn, and I just forgot about it, or something, or the Heaven's Ward, or something like that. 'Tis a shame the Scions are disbanding, even if only in name. I still fondly recall the day you granted me my uniform. The memory remains vivid, yet it feels like a lifetime ago. Okay, it was probably a lifetime ago. I considered returning to the Adder's Nest, but I've come this far. I've decided I ought to continue my journey and venture to Garlemald instead. Excellent. I can't hold a candle to the infamous Wandering Minstrel. Nobody can. But I thought I might share with the Garleans the tale of your epic deeds. Extend to them an olive branch of song, if you will. Okay. So you three were clearly, like, a Realm Reborn people. Like, back when the Scions were first reformed, I guess. It's a weird sentence. Isildour. You were but an amateur adventurer when we first met. But look at you now, you've grown into quite the fine young lass. I am fine. Fine AF. Just as I always knew you would. One might say I ought to settle down in my old age, but seeing you now has set my adventurous spirit ablaze once more. But the first journey I set out upon will be a long-awaited hot springs tour with my dear friend Home. Okay. I really need to replay, like, the main story quest. Here's a question. Is there an achievement for doing this on New Game Plus? Because if there's not, I'm just going to play this on a new character. But is there an achievement? I probably won't do it, actually. But I actually at least need to watch someone do a Let's Play of it. And there's plenty of good ones out there. Alion. There has been naught but chaos since the Tolafari first appeared. Towers, lunar primals, the Empire, the final days, yet we have weathered it all, and lived to see the sun rise on a new day. Now that peace has returned, I can finally resume my travels with my grandfather. Perhaps we will go first to Kugane, to relax in the Bokaisen hot springs. That might be nice. Of course, my journey will not simply be for pleasure. I will collect information on the territories I travel. Perhaps I shall visit Nagshia via Doma. Yeah, so they're all going to go their own ways, but they're going to still be secret Scions. I really don't know how secret this is going to remain. Let's talk to each group at once. Urianger. That Final Fantasy IV town music. Kushu, thou hast spoken with our comrades? No, I mean, you're the first one. Though this parting may be not forevermore, 'tis nonetheless occasion for sorrow. Akin to a pixie's path, the navigation of such farewells is a perilous endeavor indeed. Are you going to remain an astrologian? I wonder. For their part, however, the Loporrits... I didn't even think about the Loporrits. What are they doing? Embark upon a new beginning. Though bereft of its purpose as a vessel, the moon yet remaineth hospitable for the creatures of Aetheris. Thus do our lunar visitors convene with the Forum, intent upon assigning some new and beneficial role to our solitary satellite. That is awesome, because they could be... I mean, God, they basically built a long-term living facility. They have basically public housing up there. They should... There's all kinds of stuff they could do. I'm thinking of... There's, I mean, Ul'dah still has, it's not quite a refugee crisis since people were able to, it's not even, no, it's actually not a refugee crisis anymore since people were able to return to Alamigo, but there's a lot of people that are, like, homeless or just in bad shape, and boy, the Loporrits could be a saving grace to a lot of people. Thus, okay, the convenient, okay. Yet ere that may come to pass, there is much and more each party must learn of the other. A process which doth promise to be eventful indeed. They have to be a coming tribe, don't they? Like a tribe to rep up. I would call them a beast tribe, but I think we're moving away from that terminology, if I remember correctly. To that end, a cadre of Loporrits hath gleefully dispersed across our lands in the name of mutual understanding. Please let Puddingway be among them. Hydaelyn, 'tis said, did imbue them with her love for all things born of this star. I believe that. Having met them, I absolutely believe that. And 'tis Vinar's own nature, I believe, which doth manifest in this irrepressible, inexhaustible curiosity, and somewhat exhausting curiosity of theirs. Having labored that which they strove to achieve, having witnessed that which they strove to achieve, I wish most keenly for their long labors to be rewarded, that their abiding affection for man result in a boon for all. Moreover, I hope to continue our acquaintance, and share in such knowledge as they see fit to impart. Acquaintance, I'd call it friendship. You're the first to truly understand them. Let's push it. Let's go to friendship. Acquaintance, I'd call it friendship. I did not wish to presume. I think you could safely presume this. I would be honored should they consider me a friend. For 'tis certainly true I have grown fond of their company. But I shall digress no further. This day should belong to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, to mine incomparable companions. Oft times hath mine reticence caused thee grief, and mine actions spurred allies to suspect betrayal. And yet here amongst you I still stand. That has to feel good. No amount of words could express my gratitude for thine acceptance and forgiveness. Thus instead do I proffer my humble support. Be it unto the deepest abyss or the highest heavens, even if I must needs founder cross stormy seas, ever shall I answer thy summons. Alizé. Kakushu, seen to your preparations, have you? I'm just making another sweep of my belongings. Wouldn't do to find I've forgotten something halfway to my destination. Oh, in case you haven't heard, we've received new reports detailing the devastation caused by the final days. It appears the situation is gravest in the land surrounded by the Bounty, where the sky first began to burn. That's the area that's like the sea around Thavnair, right? No, it's like the sea between Limsa and Thavnair, something like that. My geography of this place is not great. After that, the calamity was observed in the far north, in Garlemald and the frozen lands beyond. We also had reports of the heavens catching fire in isolated locations, one of which was an area in the northern Empty. Had our quest taken any longer, Charlian too may have come under threat. Thank goodness it's over now. To be sure, blasphemies and lesser beasts may still be roaming about, but these localized crises should be well within the capacities of each nation to handle on their own. The Scions are no longer needed. Which isn't to say we won't help out where we can, of course. As individuals, no more of this order business. So, I mean, it is an order business. It's just a secret bit. The secret thing is a little weird to me. I feel like they should have just disbanded. For my part, I'll still be heading to Garlemald with Alphino. They were among the worst affected and still need all the help they can get. It won't be easy. An inevitable part of aiding those in need is coming face to face with tragedy. Knowing it doesn't make it any easier, though. That I'll curse my weakness, my inability to fix every problem and save every lost soul. This is one case where greed is good. Her greed for wanting to save as many people as possible, which I know it's not really greed, but still. But no matter how much it hurts, I won't give up. I'll do what I can for as many people as I can, begrudging no effort. And should I find myself discouraged, I'll remember you. Think back fondly to one of your many moments of triumph and the accompanying determined expression. The fierce potato face. Even those that still annoy me in retrospect, like when you activated the teleporter without warning. Yeah, you were probably pissed about that. And should you hear about me, I want you to remember face like, Jesus, yeah, my bad. Should you hear about me, I want you to remember too. Me too. Remember that I'm out there somewhere trying my very best. You always will be. Until you die. I look forward to hearing all about the legendary Alizé le Veilleur. Think you can keep up with me? No, I want to be supportive in this case. I know that she's a more competitive type, but I want to be supportive here. And this is competitive anyway. This is like telling her to compete with herself. Like, be your best self. I can't wait to hear about it. Not that I'm trying to become famous or anything. That being said... Yeah, Alice is going to become a TikTok influencer. The next time we meet, I'll be vastly improved, so don't be surprised when you find yourself marveling at me. I always marvel at you. Did I forget to mention anything? Ah, yes, the Hainish envoy who came to see Estinian also bore a letter from Matsya. He writes that Mevan and Karasov's little girl is doing well, and he often goes to visit her. Excellent. I'm glad we get this follow-up from that side quest. It won't be easier watching her grow up without her parents. I think that was from a side quest and not from the MSQ, right? But with her fellow villagers watching over her, I dare to hope she won't want for warmth as she grows up. Or maybe it started in the MSQ and was followed up in the side quest? Orianjay, I think that's probably better. Probably more correct. I understand that following thy clash with Zenos, the teleportation device thou had discarded fell to thee from on high. To return to thee in such a... How did it get back to us? To return to thee in such a manner. I did confer with Wilfson and Blovida. Yet they insist the device was possessed of no such ability. It was a miracle befitting the nature of that place, where emotion becometh tangible reality. Whence then arose this timely wonder? Thine ardent wish, or another's fervent prayer? Almost certainly another's fervent prayer. Maybe the joint prayers of everyone? Maybe something that'll be revealed later? My guess is the joint prayers of everyone. Riol. Riol's one of the very few whose name I remember. The very few, like, side Scions. It is a little strange now me Link's Pearl's gone quiet. Oh god, I can't do that voice. Since my unique skills are no longer needed for the safety of the star and all that, I'm going to become an adventurer like you, traveling far and wide. I imagine I'll start by heading to Mericidia or the New World. I'll be honest, I am nervous about the New World. I am nervous that it's just gonna... Like, I've seen 14's version of, like, a Native American costume, and I am nervous what they're gonna do with the New World. I think it could be awesome, but I am nervous as heck about... I just don't want it to be, like, a barrage of Native, like, tropes, and I'm nervous. I've played... the blue... Anyway... I imagine I'll start heading to Mericidia, the New World. Just need to find myself a ship first. Vimatia. Arenvald has pressing matters, according to him anyway. A pity he couldn't be here to witness the momentous occasion, though he bids me to tell you congratulations. So you're one of Arenvald's compatriots. As for me, once the Scions disband, I intend to resume my work in Ralger's Reach. I suppose Arenvald will need support in Garabania too. Though he would not admit as much. Well, he will have my help, whether he wants it or not. Is that a laugh, or is that... I thought you were doing, like, the anime girl laugh, but no, you're, like the evil anime girl laugh, but no, you're just pondering. Alpha, no. Oh, Kakushu. Pray forgive me for delaying the gathering. I was writing a letter, you see, to my parents. As busy as Father has been, tending the aftermath of the Exodus, he has been good enough to show concerns for the Scions. And besides, I've made them worry enough for a lifetime. Henceforth, I will endeavor to write as often as I am able. I think I will too. Not write letters, but I think I'm going to try to up my communication with my family too. Yeah, I think I will. A little effort to set their minds at ease while we continue to be away from Sharlayan. Both Alizé and I are off to assist with Garlemald's recovery, you see. That's where you're going. I thought you might be going back to Sharlayan, but no, you're going to Garlemald. Though uncertainty remains over what will become of the nation, we cannot well leave the capital in its present state. We will rejoin those members of the Ilsabard contingent still stationed there. Lucia and Maxima helm the relief effort with support from our allies, the people of Garlemald among them. They will gradually be joined by those who have finished treating the tempered across the lands. It's an ongoing process. Lest you misunderstand, we do not seek redemption for failing Licinia and her sister. That is a burden we must always bear. Nay, we go in truth because... We go because of the truth in Lord Quintus's words. The truth that whatever ideals individuals may espouse, nations are not moved to action unless they stand to benefit. For this... You have become... Alphinaud's growth arc is just incredible. Like, he's become... just so much wiser. Legitimately, sincerely wiser. Like, in terms of intelligence, in terms of big picture intelligence, in terms of emotional intelligence. And I'm thinking of, there was a great, one of my favorite writers, Roger Ebert, wrote about the movie Groundhog Day. And one of his favorite things about it, what he said, was that by the end of it, the Bill Murray character wasn't he was transformed, but he wasn't transformed into a different person. He was still very clearly himself, like the same kind of curmudgeonly, grumpy person, but he was like a much better version of himself. And I think the same of Alphinaud here. Like, he's still the same Alphinaud, but... And he's retained that core. He hasn't become a different person, but he is... Boy, is he... This is an arc. Oh, I read that internally. For the foreseeable future, the Fallen Empire... A memorable, if bad, magic expansion, will be at the mercy of both internal and external forces. Oh, nope. Though I do not doubt the intentions of the contingent, with greater powers involved in the relief effort, our allies may well find themselves drawn into a political agenda. There's always going to be a political agenda, it's just up to you to help determine what that will be. In going, we seek to ensure that the needs of the people come first, to understand their hearts that we might better help them begin anew. You best write me too, I'll visit when I can. No, you best write me too. Like, this is my way of saying, like, you're writing to your family, you know what? That should include me. Write you letters. Of course, I would be glad to do so. I mean, where am I going to be? I guess just direct them to Feowol. But I would be gladder still were you to come and visit, and I believe I speak for Alizé as well. For fairly as long as I've been in Eorzea, you've been at my side, watching over me in good times and in bad. How many times have we gathered to share tidings? None could possibly keep count. The world is changing and will continue to do so, yet no matter what the future brings, I hope I can ever look to you. In good times and bad, as a dependable comrade and dear friend both, you always can. Yeah. A determined fist punch. Hand punch. Thank you, Kukushu, from the bottom of my heart. As much as anything, I know that this is a very different game from World of Warcraft, but this makes me a little bit sad about what could have been. What the game could have done with the world, even if the game didn't focus on you and left you just as kind of a general... Like, I think that game would be better served by having you be the Vamatia or the Riol of the World of Warcraft group, where you're not the Warrior of Light, you're not the main character, but you're there, and you see these party dynamics develop, not focused around you, but around the world. And I think there is still the opportunity to do that, but I think there's something... If there's any one change I could make to that game, that would be it. Trial. Still need to do, what's it called? Eureka. Oh, Kukushu, how are you feeling? Any lingering aches or pains? Yes. Yes, plenty of lingering aches or pains. I can't apologize enough for sending Zenos to find you in Ultima Thule. Are you kidding me? He saved our butts. We would have been dead if not for him. This is... He totally went... He went full, he went full Gollum on us. Like, in his desire to have his greedy desire to have the battle with me. It wasn't greedy, but like, his desire to have a battle with me, like, was what saved the universe, essentially. When he came to me in Charlian, I was truly torn. As ever, there was only one thing on his mind. That sweet Lalafell butt that you got. Forced to make a decision, I reasoned that, If he would not be deterred from seeking you out, he might at least aid in our cause, and so I struck a bargain. In the end, he was true to his word. That doesn't surprise me. He's a lot of things, but I do think he tends to keep his word. He's not, what's the name of the absolute monster from the Sorrow of Verlet quests, or Werlet quests? In the end, he was true. Okay, you defeated him, and despite your earlier exertions, but knowing the state you were found in, and despite his earlier exertions, because I imagine it took a little bit out of him, like going in. My cat's being so loud. I imagine it took a little bit out of him going into dragon mode. Could have ended very differently. My decision almost cost you your life, and no words could express the remorse. Ow! No words could express the remorse I feel. It worked out you did. You want pets or not? No, you just want to bite me. Can I go back to... So that's what he wanted. It worked out, you did the right thing. It did work out. It absolutely worked out. You did the right thing. It's a relief to hear you say that. Thank you. Time and time again, I've been made to feel woefully inadequate. I wasn't much use in battle, nor could I face the Forum without my nerves getting the better of me. It always fell to you and the others. I must and will do better. You've done great, you curly-haired, rabbit-eared weirdo. And I shall work with... Are those cat ears? No, those are cat ears, not rabbit ears, right? Like her costume, her hood. And I shall work to begin with I think that's drawn from the Final Fantasy V, where Kryl appeared, for the Final Fantasy V Beastmaster job costume. But I could be wrong. And I shall begin with the restoration of the students of Baldesion. Though through our work, Sharlayan will strengthen its ties with other nations, that we may be better prepared to face whatever threats arise in future. Of course, this isn't something I can accomplish alone, but thankfully I have the staunchest of help in Raha and Ojika and our other remaining members. Together we'll continue Grandfather's work. As before, certain commissions will take us to dangerous locales, and we may need to call upon seasoned adventurers. Well, that includes me. I was going to make a joke about seasoning, but I couldn't think of any seasonings. I guess garlic salt? Paprika? Anyway. In such times, might you be willing to assist us? Not because you feel obliged, mind you, but because you feel a lure for the task itself. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're a hand punch. The determination emote, or whatever. Is that an actual emote that you can do? Can you do the hand punch with one of the emotes? Marvelous! Should something of interest arise, I shan't hesitate to reach out to you. Until that day, I shall endeavor to become a more dependable comrade. You're always dependable, but you're right that you never ascended to the ranks of being a trust NPC I could take with me into a dungeon. I think that's what you're looking for. Alfie. I've been keeping Arenvald abreast of the situation in letters, but unfortunately he could not be here today. When it is convenient... I hate that my inner 12-year-old snickers when I hear the word abreast. When it is convenient for both of us, we should pay him a visit. But what did Ishtola say? Not Ishtola. What did, oh my god, I'm forgetting the name of utter best girl. Yotsuyu. Me, clearly not best girl, but my favorite character in all of Final Fantasy. Yotsuyu. Right up there maybe with Emet-Selch, and I think Yotsuyu wins it, but in a subjective way. Yeah, if you can... very well, if I cannot escape my nature, I shall embrace it. And I don't think I can escape my immature love for wordplay and bad puns. That wasn't a pun, that was just immature. But anyway, Kryl. Oh, I should mention that Erenville has kindly agreed to share aught of potential interest he hears from his fellow gleaners. In exchange, we will help them restore the archives to their proper order. With the Exodus abandoned, all items must be returned whence they came, a task no less grueling than their removal. That's a good point. Even now, Ujika assists in the sorting of arcane artifacts. Oh yes, not only is he a skilled administrator, he's also a certified appraiser and specializing in relics from the 5th Astral Era. Despite his qualifications, though, he seems none too keen on the work. I shall have to go and relieve him as soon as I can. That sounds like a story tie-in, like a story, tease. The cat's done on my lap. Okay, goodbye. Well, I mean, the savior Minfilia dreamed of for Eorzea comes closer to reality with every step the Scions take. Yes, the world may still be in the throes of change, but it is improving. I see it happening every day by day, and I sit here praying that whatever new road you walk will bring you the wonder and joy you deserve. Should you need a rest in between your journeys, do come and join me on the terrace for old time's sake. I will. We'll have some tea together. Which is a commitment. I don't like tea. Thancred. Our champion and savior. I was beginning to think my chance for an audience would never come. That sounded more amusing in my head. Speaking of heads... Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Just read the next line. I was worried about yours, and the rest of you for that matter. On the mend, I trust. Glad to hear it. You were in a bad way, and healing magics or no, I'm impressed by how swiftly you've recovered. Then again, 'tis hardly the first time you've cheated death. Your strength of will has never failed to astonish me. Look at what you've accomplished. Medeon defeated. Her Song of Oblivion cut short. The Source and all her reflections delivered from the final days. I love that Thancred is the first person among the group I talked to, just in the random order I picked, who mentions the reflections. Of course he would. If you had faltered at the last, then all hope would have been lost, but you held fast. Now Reen has a tomorrow to look forward to, and I could ask of no greater gift than that. Happy Father's Day. Belated. As for a lesser gift, however, the next time you see her, I would appreciate you not describing my travel plans with Urianger as aimless wandering. We've a purpose in our roaming after all, keeping an eye on things in the absence of the Scions on the world stage. That is so cool. Thancred and Urianger are going to do some not aimless wandering. There'll never be an end to the little problems that go untended by nations. We'll do our help out where and when we can. They're going to be like walking the earth, like Kane in Kung Fu. Which I suppose is an approach not far removed from aimless wandering when you get down to it. It's purposeful wandering. Perhaps, or aimless helping, maybe. One of the two. Perhaps you could tell her I'm faring well and leave it at that, eh? No, I'm going to tell her everything. No need to mention this feeling of being uprooted. I've never been one to stand still for long. I have. But when I think of home, 'tis the rising stones which come to mind. How many times have we set out from this base, thence to return to when our work was done? On the day the Scions came together, I only hoped for Minfilia to find a place where she belonged, but never did I expect to find one for her here for myself. That's right. I forgot for a second that Minfilia was here. I thought for a second that she was only in the Waking Sands, because, you know, that prey returned to the Waking Sands and all, but no, she was in the Rising Stones. Indulge me, Kukushu. I have a question for you, and imagine Minfilia herself is asking. Are you glad you joined the Scions? Best decision I've ever made, or there's never been a dull moment, that's for certain. Best decision I've ever made. It was the vehicle that let me meet all these other characters, and there was because I feel like some of these questions are really directed at the player as much as the character. It was a vehicle. Again, I was just saying the thing I wish WoW had was basically the Scions. I wish it basically had this core party of core rotating, growing, changing party of NPCs that you could get attached to, and that could be the core of your emotional investment. I can honestly say the same. But all good things must come to an end, at least for a time. Should you need a helping hand for infiltration or reconnaissance, you know who to ask. I'll come running, and you'll likely get a certain funny-talking fortune teller into the bargain. There's got to be at least some fanfic, some Thancred/Urianger fanfic out there. But even aside from that, I wasn't at the end of, like, in the epilogue to Lord of the Rings, to the Return of the King, wasn't there something about, like, Gimli and Legolas, like, just walking the world together? Like, exploring and showing each other cool elven and dwarven places? This gives me a similar vibe as well. In case you've not heard, the Waking Sands will be converted into a warehouse. We'll be keeping the place free of rats and cobwebs, so it can still serve as an outpost should the need arise. Nice. You got a safe house. Considering Tataro's ambitions, however, I'd not be surprised if she claimed the lot for her budding empire. Tara's going to be the big bad of 7.0, isn't she? New expansion hype, Rage of the Lalafells. What's happening? Is this like a cat? Are we doing a staring contest to show our affection? If you have something to say, then out with it. God, why am I tearing up now? They just nailed Estinian. Just worried how you'll earn your keep now. Just wondering how I'll earn my keep now. He's such an independent person that the idea of him being worried for him about not having a place to. He's such like a lone wolf type, but that being like, oh, I'm worried about you now that you don't have an organization to help guide you, just cracks me up. So we have to go with option 1. Just worried how you'll earn your keep now. You talk as if the Scions' dissolution was more than mere pretense. There may be fewer calls to action, but we should be compensated as before. Why are you so concerned for me anyway? In any case, I do not want for options, even if some are worse than others. No sooner did Merrick hear about her disbandment than he offered me a position as a guardsman in the Imperium district. You'd be a guardsman? That feels way more 9 to 5 than I would have expected. As a former Azure Dragoon, I'm guaranteed to be popular, he said. What does he take me for? Even without his meddling, I'm perfectly capable of finding employment. And have. You gonna be a bodyguard for... Oh, no. Okay. Of course you're gonna be involved with dragons. Of course. I was thinking, are you gonna be like the muscle in the muscle in Tataro's operation? But no. Some days ago, a Hanish envoy arrived with word from Vritra. The worm requests my presence as soon as things have settled here. Of course. Whether it's supporting worms or berating worms or killing them or protecting them, you're dragon guy. He didn't deign to mention why I'm needed, but it pertains to dragons like as not. Wouldn't it be amazing if the next expansion or the next patch or the next main story beat where we see Estinian, he's job changing, he's just like he's like a white mage for some reason. In Thavnair, like elsewhere, the phenomena caused by the final days abated when you defeated Medion. Or a dancer, please let him become a dancer. Though it was too late for those who had already transformed, life is beginning to return to normal for the survivors. Of those who sought refuge in Charlie, and most have already returned home. But many do not have a home to return to, nor loved ones. By an arrangement between Vritra and the Forum, such souls may remain in Charlie, and if they wish to work and study. Vritra was always the satrap in truth. It's gratifying to see him become one in name as well. One who has the complete confidence of his people, if the envoy's tone was any indication. Good. I was worried about that, because whatever his actions are, he's still like a giant, terrifying a giant dragon that can be terrifying. I often find myself speaking favorably of dragons of late. You gave quite a passionate speech to them, though, as Azumagia mentioned, it was a little bit harsh to them. Back in Ultima Thule. Not so long ago, I would have assumed his benevolence hid ulterior motives, but 'tis clear he cares for his people, and they in turn revere him. Yeah, you've had your own arc. To know such a nation may flourish is comforting. Reacher's kin sought release from conflict. So weary were they of the suffering it wrought, they surrendered to oblivion. But Midgardsormr didn't give up. In hope he made the journey to distant Aetheris with his clutch of eggs. Though his progeny went on to be embroiled in conflict with men, there were times when they transcended hatred to abide in harmony. I'm just thinking, again, there's so many best girls and best boys. Shiva. Pour one out for Lady Iceheart. And for the actual Shiva, not just Lady Iceheart. That is their legacy and their triumph. In my lance, I feel the weight of their struggle and the strength of their resolve, and it lends me strength. These things I might have never learned had I not joined you. Should you ever have need of me, I will come. Very least, it might be an opportunity to earn coin. I could definitely imagine like a single-player Witcher 3 style game, open world game, where you're just Justinian going around and solving tasks and helping dragons. Clemens. I'm so glad the danger is past. There was nothing I could do but pray from here, so I was relieved to the point of tears when everyone made it back safely. I imagine we'll have more free time now, so I was thinking I'd study up on healing magic, that I could make myself more useful in the future. My first stop will be the Astrologicum in Ishgard to learn about Charlie and astrology. I must follow Oker's lead and continue to hone my skills. Though, I've been trying out Astrologian, and I'm gonna... It feels bloated. Like, it feels like I'm pressing a lot of buttons that don't do a whole lot, and that require a lot of thought for not doing a whole lot. So I would recommend, Clemens, that you follow my lead and kind of wait till they get revamped in 6.4 or whatever. I forgot to talk to Estinian after. Word has it a false deity born in the Tower of Zot has survived and occasionally appears to terrorize the locals. Really? Those who vanquish the being and present proof in Radzat Han will receive a handsome reward, though handsome isn't the word I would use to describe such outlandish garb. What is he talking about? That feels like it's a reference to like a coming game system or something, or like a repeatable Zot dungeon or a hard mode Zot or something. While I'm in Thavnair, perhaps I will acquire a set to send to Aymeric in the lieu of an answer about it to his job offer. Let him stand guard thus attired and be in the talk of Imperium, if not all of Kurthus. I think Aymeric is the kind of person who could wear, like, Power Rangers pajama bottoms and, like, an old garbage bag on his top, and people will still be, like, clamoring to get some of that. Aenor. We may have accomplished our goal and put it behind us, but... Oh, sorry, I'm getting right in your face. But my time with the Scions provided memories that will last me a lifetime. What was to think I was blessed with the chance to experience such unbridled brotherly love. You are an emotive character, and you're like headbutting me. I'm sorry I got so close to you. Ah, but now that Oker has decided to set off without his dear brother, without the two of them together, I fear I might suffer withdrawal. I feel so bad that I remember, like, none of you. Oker Boulder. So glad I was able to be here this moment. You know, I considered continuing to follow in Hori's footsteps. Of course, you're the Boulder brothers. In Hori's footsteps, but I've realized it's time... Are you a conjurer? It looks like you're a conjurer. But I've realized it's time I found my own way in life. Otherwise, I'll never be half the man my brother is. First things first, I'm going to head to Gridania to visit the Conjurers Guild and Archers Guild. I'll do my very best to brush up on my skills before I see you again. Here's a thought. What if the next... No, I don't think they'll do that. I was gonna... Because I really wonder what 7.0 is going to do in terms of party members, because if they, I really think if they want to, that they have to start something new and not have it be focused on Ishtola beyond like side characters that come back. I wonder if they'll use some of these characters as the core of that group. Like, instead of Braha and Ishtola and Alphino and Alizé, have it be Hori Boulder and Coltane and, oh, please let it be Philomene. Like, have Philomene become, like, one of the main characters. A man can dream. Ishtola. Test. Oh, are we saying our farewells too? I hadn't at present planned on a journey of any great length. I thought you were going to try to get back to the first. To see Catboy. Other Catboy. Runar. Not that I am averse to a moment or two of quiet reminiscence. In fact, there was something I've been meaning to ask you. Something that has been in my thoughts since the last flames of the final days subsided. During our travels, we have witnessed more than a lifetime's worth of oddities and spectacles. More than can be easily recalled or remembered. And nestled amongst those memories are certain essential facts, the history of Aetheris and the ancients, glimpses of the Ea, of their culture and philosophy. Are you going to write, like, the next Heavensward? Rather than simply hoard such treasures in my mind, I wonder if I should not be disseminating them in formal records for wider consumption. You should. When needed, I have penned reports and prepared briefings, but ever have I balked at the idea of binding the subject of my studies in a book or tablet. Truth is given shape and interpretation. When we seek to capture it with our words, it is invariably molded to fit a narrative, no matter how well-intentioned the rendering. Agreed. An event is described as sad, a summation which fails to express the emotional complexity. Yet the word on the page is what endures, a pale shadow of reality. Yeah, everything's a pale shadow of reality, though. I mean, short of having someone go full, like, Picard flute thing and, like, experience the history for themselves in real time, everything is going to be a shadow. Throughout history, some have deliberately embellished the truth, but I believe many, if not most, deviations are the result of similar linguistic shortcomings, piling one upon the other until the end result is unrecognizable from its origin. Yeah, like a millennia-long game of telephone. Which is why I fear that writing an account in my own words would be akin to diluting fine wine with water. Are you going to make, like, a holodeck tape of it? What are you going to... Yet even with the potential for corrupted meaning, I do of course realize the importance of keeping written records. Without them, my search for wisdom would be a painful and fair indeed. I mean, one of the lessons from this expansion is kind of don't get hooked on perfection. But what say you on this matter? Should I take up the quill, reflect upon those experiences we have shared, and seek to preserve them for posterity? As long as you include the little son entry there, then I think this will be a bestseller. Nay, it's enough to hold them in your memories. Aye, let them be read and remembered. Very well. I shall endeavor to pen what I can of the Ea and the ancients and of so many other wonders. But I am no scribe. It will be less of polished work and more reordering of scattered notes. You'll find your style. In any case, I feel much better for having sought your opinion. Left to our own devices, we tend to overthink such things. This is one of the reasons I love doing this as a Let's Play, because it helps to have other people's thoughts and input. It just makes it a richer experience. I will otherwise return to following where my curiosity leads. After all, the safe method of travel to the first yet eludes me, and our venture into the great expanse has prompted an entirely new set of questions. Should you stumble into the unknown or struggle with some impenetrable mystery, know that I am at your beck and call. That was an interesting camera angle the game chose to take there. It never hurts to see things from a different perspective, and mine is rather different than most. It is. Not just the eyes, but, you know, everything about her. Lise came to visit the other day. She peppered me with questions about the lasting repercussions of the final days. I took the opportunity to explain her plans to disband, and she understood our reasoning immediately. Once a Scion, always a Scion, it would seem. So far, that's one person outside the current Scions who now knows about us not being a secret. She was, and it took like 2 seconds. She was eager to relive old times and remember old friends. Bittersweet memories, mayhap, but from the look on her face, the joys outweighed the sorrows. I'm glad. Coltonay. Far too much blood has been spilt, and far too many lives lost. Still, I am glad I was able to do something to repay those who showed me a path to the future. Not that our job is over. Far from it. There is much that remains to be done before true and lasting peace can be achieved. To that end, Hori and I mean to set off for Corvos. Is Corvos where Graha comes from? I forget. We expect that the tensions between the Garleans and Corvosi will only flare more with the Empire's fall. Hori Boulder. I still remember the day we sparred together as though it were yesterday. To think how far we have all come since then. Even now, I have not abandoned my dream of besting you in single combat. Of a friendly nature, of course. Though I clearly do not hold a candle to the Warrior of Light at present. I shall continue to train diligently, that one day you might consider me an equal. He has abs on his armor. Graha. We have some adventures to do ourselves. Oh, Kukushu, might you have a moment to talk? Always for you. With the Scion stepping away from the public eye, I've been left to consider what new endeavors I might pursue. And after speaking with Kryl, I've decided I will be assisting her in rebuilding the students of Baldesion. That is a perfect task for you. Not only am I indebted to Master Galuf for giving me a new home, but had our order never existed, I would have never set foot within the Crystal Tower. How different my life might have been. I would never have met you, never become caretaker of the tower, never become a Scion. You gave me the chance to do so much. I honestly believe that for him, the idea of becoming a Scion alongside Kukushu is equal to his 100 years' labor saving the First and leading the Crystarium. You gave me the chance to do so much good, and I hope to continue to do so with the students. And for an added benefit, new mysteries often find their way to our doorsteps. Mysteries that could prove ideal for fulfilling our promise to embark on a new adventure together, unlike any we've experienced together before. Graha is the only person that when I think about what I'd like from 7.0, like, again, I'd like most of the other characters to remain side characters. Graha, I would like to remain a main character. He was part of the Scions for so little time. And he does seem to have a special relationship with Kukushu. Wherever you have the time and inclination, my friend, I stand ready to accompany you into the unknown. You recall in the realm of the Omicrons, when I asked if you thought I might someday be mentioned in your epic. Well, 'tis true that to earn a place at your side would be the stuff of dreams. In the end, nothing would give me greater joy than to stand with you in the here and now. It needn't be some grand endeavor. There needn't be a promise. Whenever some adventure calls, I won't hesitate to invite you, and I hope that you will do the same for me. Without a second thought. Don't even have to think about that one. I'll hold you to that. As much as we have already seen, there's still so much we haven't. Who knows, perhaps we will even encounter survivors of the Omicrons somewhere out there. I mean, maybe. I'd be surprised if there's more of the Omicrons out there than the, OMG, Alpha's little buddy. But we do know OMG survives. After all, given how far they took to the stars, it isn't implausible that some found themselves far from home. You know what? Never mind. I'll bet that is going to be a thing. I mean, a lot of these little things have been setting up what I believe to be future things like the Zot deity thing and this, and I'll bet we do encounter some Omicrons at some point. And should we encounter a wayward traveler awaiting commands that will never come, I would bid them seek adventure with someone, and with that partner find new purpose. A new dream. It worked for you. Or if crystals can hold fast to dreams, why not Omicrons? Wherever your plans may lead, do not hesitate to send word, and should a commission of interest come my way, you will be the first to know. By the way, have you spoken with Theoul of late? Some days ago, they appeared to me in a dream, of the sleeping persuasion, that is. By the way, thank you to Rack for reminding me that the Fae, including the Pneumo, use they, them. I just forgotten at the moment, so I appreciate that. All is well in the first, and they bade me tell you. When I asked you why not tell you themselves, they unleashed giant ravenous beavers upon me. The beavers, have you perchance done something to incur their ire? I probably haven't. I'll bet they sensed that I was near death and I didn't call on them for help or something like that. Or it could be literally anything, but most likely it's that. It's not respecting or praising them enough. Which, fair. Hitaru, spoken your fill, have you? I'm thinking to send everyone off. If so, I'm thinking to send everyone off. Leave the Rising Stones. With your permission, then. Your attention, please. At risk of spoiling the mood, the time of departure is upon us. In my capacity as your receptionist, I bid you all safe journeys. Till next we meet, be well. Wind up Heroess. Come on, you know... Come on, you know who this hero is. Footfalls, flow, Argos horn. Argos horn! Reaching across space and time, the sound of this horn brings Argos bounding to your side like the bestest girl. I actually don't remember Argos's gender.
I suppose we're off to Garlemald then. Though
we are.
Want to speak with Lord Emmerich first.
Well, you are.
If he's received word of any recent developments, we need to know.
That's so weird to say. I'm so used to hearing one of our Scions say, like, well, we're off, and being like, okay, I'll see you there. We're not going to see them there, at least not immediately.
'Twould be prudent to purchase some warmer clothes at least. Mayhap we can pick up a few souvenirs for Euless and the others while we're at it.
Where will you all be heading next?
Dravania. There is a book I've been meaning to borrow from the Great Google Library. And I can think of at least one person who will be most displeased should I fail to visit before leaving.
Yeah, Matoya would bonk you.
We've no particular destination in mind. But we do intend to stop in Charlian before we set off.
We had thought to ask after the Loporrits. I am curious as to how well those who chose to remain are adapting to their changed circumstances.
I worry about Living Way, but I think the rest of them will do quite well.
Might we accompany you then? Raha and I were planning to return to the Baldessian Annex.
Commissions have been piling up in our absence, and they must be dealt with ere we begin our work in earnest.
Estinian, you will return to Radz at Han, will you not?
Aye. For Vritra's benefit, though I've yet to hear the details. I may not stay long.
I see. Then it is here the Scions at last part ways, each to some far-flung corner of the realm.
Look at them all. Look at them all.
Perhaps. But I believe one of our number, a rather important one at that, has yet to divulge her plans.
I really don't know.
Quite right.
Indeed.
How fast they
Right.
turn.
So, what's next for our humble adventurer?
Is this going to be a fade to black? Like open your mouth as you start to talk and then fade to black sort of thing? I literally have chills right now. Like I have goosebumps on my legs and my arms right now from Medion's appearance right now. That's so good. That's so good. Yet stand tall, my friend, our journey will never end. I like that they went with that kind of smaller thing in the side rather than the giant golden thing in the middle. There's more. I guess you have to set up... Wait, this is Elpis.
The constancy of this place never ceases to amaze me. An ocean of souls, shimmering and eternal.
Who are you?
And yet, something stirs.
Your voice is super familiar, but again, my ability to match voices with people I know very well is very small.
Yes. Steeped in darkness, deep as starless night. The beast hungers.
This has got to be setting up the trials, right? Or not the trials, the raids.
I dare not investigate in earnest before the coming of my guiding star, as she foretold.
That's... What's his name? Who sent us back? 5.3 guy. Exploded by crystal. Elidibus. I'm getting old. You'll have to forgive me. Well, you don't have to forgive me, but I hope you'll forgive me. This is Elidibus, isn't it? I dare not investigate Norse before the coming of my guiding star as she foretold.
We shall descend to the depths, you and I, to confront the dread beast Pandemonium.
Well, wasn't Elidibus a child at the time? I guess I thought that was what the... Maybe... Okay, so maybe this is not Elidibus. But if it is Elidibus, I thought the reveal at the end of the 5.3 trial was that he was a child when he was taken. But maybe that was... No, I thought that's what that meant, but I might have been wrong. Or I might have interpreted it incorrectly. The Dreadbeast Pandemonium. All demons. Or, yeah.
Oh, the sights we shall see. The sights we shall see.
Is this back in time? Or is this like a captured memory somewhere? No, it's got to be back in time because he was saying that... Because he was saying that I have to await my guiding star, so maybe that guiding star becomes available, like becomes true, like right. And the guiding star, I guess, could be a literal guiding star. It could be just wait for the time to be right, and maybe now that the time is right, something like that. Use the dead ends with trust. Okay. Rest well, champion of Theros, for many and more adventures await you. That its chorus might ring for all. We got the title of Endwalker. We got to equip it. That its chorus might ring for all. I'm not going to sing that last part, but that's... my voice can't go that high, but that's where it comes from, right? That's chorus might ring for all. We are now Kushu, Endwalker. Super, super cool. Okay. So... Oh, and we have a couple things to look at. We got a Starbird minion. Where is this from? I didn't see this in the reward for the Endwalker quest. Gazing up at the stars in the heavens, it ever sings a song of hope. So I don't know if that was actually Medion. I guess I thought that was like Medion kind of taking a new form here. Maybe it was just a bird resembling it. I mean, this bird clearly is just a bird resembling it, but maybe... I think my assumption right now is still that the bird we saw flying off was Medion. A beautiful blue bird whose features are reminiscent of the star-faring creation Medion. So long as hope abides in its master's heart, never shall its plumage take on the black of despair. Birds of a feather are we, Zruntia. Sure. And then we got Wind Up Heroess. You know who the hero is. That really got me. I feel like I got like baited into one of those like one of those nuts jokes, like one of those D's nuts jokes. Okay. There once was a woman who selflessly served her fellow man as Azem. Even after stepping down, she continued in this mission and went on to become a divinity that hope may endure. This mammoth was made in her honor. It's time for action, ancient hero. Heroess. Is she... I wonder what her action's going to be. Is it going to be like summoning the Sundering Blade? Is it going to be summoning a little Argos? It's going to be picking up and kind of toying with putting on her mask and then leaving it off. Okay. Sounds good. What about the Bird of Hope? The Starbird. Is there something attached to its leg? I didn't see that until just now. Is that... What is that? It's like a tag or something. Is that supposed to be the thing that, like the magical tag that Vana put on it as it was flying, as Medion was flying away? Is that what that thing on its left leg is? Maybe. Yep, so it did, okay, so it does like a little loop-de-loop, like a flippy-do in the air. Neat, okay. I also kind of wonder if there's ever any interactions between the Starbird and, and the Heroess minions. Now let's see best dog. Oftentimes I will use a randomized minion, but for the moment I'm absolutely going with Argos. What a beautiful... Oh my god, such a beautiful doggo. Created by Vana, this dog-like familiar lends his back only to those who have won his favor, which you already had by the time you first met him in Mare Lamentorum, owing to the quirks of time travel. Gosh, he's a fast doggy. Nashu Makaraka. You are correct, he is a fast doggy. I've just placed an orchestrion roll in my home, in my room specifically, because I want to hear those two, the two songs I just got. Footfalls. Endwalker Footfalls. That's the name of this song. It's such a good song. Is there... How do I set it so that it plays in my room only? Is that possible? Because I see play in the state, but that makes it seem like it'll play for my whole free company, which I don't necessarily want to make that choice for them. And then we have Flow. Flow I know of in terms of the name, because I saw a video blowing up about, like that was some music video set to Flow that was apparently very good, which I think I can check out now, but I'll make sure first. What was the song? I've just been listening to this music song. It's just gorgeous. What was the song that played when Graha was revealed late in Shadowbringers 5.0? The one where he was like, where the song was said like, stand tall. I can't do it, but like, what was the song that played when like the wind blew back and showed that he was Graha? That reminds me of it, but again, I have no musical ear. This has been wonderful. This is going to be it for me for now. I don't know how I'm going to split this video up. It's probably not going to be all one part. Maybe it will be. Maybe I'll just try to make one giant... The birds on my head. Maybe it'll just be one giant video. I don't know. But thank you for watching. This was a delight to make. If you enjoyed it and you want to see more, it certainly helps me. It feels good to see likes and subscribe. So yeah, we're close to 100 subscriptions, which is shocking. I didn't think that many people would be interested in this, but some are. So if you like this and you want to see more, let me know. But more than that, because that's good. But the thing I'd really like is if you feel comfortable doing so, make a comment just about what your experience with Shadowbringers has been, what your parts you've loved of it, parts that you didn't like. It's totally fine to, if this was, maybe you liked Stormblood more than Shadowbringers, that's totally fine. I still say that 4.3 is probably my favorite patch in the game, in terms of the MSQ. All that, just let me know what your thoughts are, and let me know what your experiences are. And of course, let me know anything I missed, because I'm sure I missed a lot. So thanks for watching. See you all later. Bye-bye.